fallen faster than expected, but experts warn not to get too excited. New figures show headline inflation rate fell to 3.4% in November after climbing to 3.8% in November. And while this is welcome news for Aussies, economists say a rate hike in February is not off the table, with the final decision hanging on next month's data. For more, we're joined by Betsy Westcott, financial coach. Morning to you, Betsy. So inflation is still above the RBA target. What is considered, remind us, the healthy rate?
So the healthy rate is 2 to 3% inflation, and that's the rate where prices rise slowly, but wages have enough time to keep up, so it's not eating into our buying power. And of course, we are above that, and that's why we're saying don't get too excited yet. This is welcome news, but we're not in the clear yet.
There was so much excitement towards the end of last year until those October figures hit, and then it was all off the table. So the RBA's February rate decision will now hang on next month's data. And how much will the Christmas spending factor into that?
Yeah, so Christmas always brings a spike in spending, especially things like accommodation, travel, and all that lovely festive food that we have. But when we read CPI data, we adjust for seasonality. So yes, it's going to bring some noise, but that's why we look at that annual trend to really see what's the underlying true inflation. What's been really different this year is consumer behaviour. We've all brought our spending forward a little bit through to October, November to make the most of those Black Friday sales and smooth out the impact on our budgets. And I can tell you, I was checking my budget yesterday and we did the exact same thing. So
checking my spending yesterday, yeah. We didn't. Economists are confident that 2026 rate hikes do remain on the table. What are we looking at in terms of house prices? Because there is further analysis out today in the Australian Financial Review about that bracket that is eligible for the 5% house deposit really skyrocketing prices.
Yeah, there's always like multiple stories within the overall house price story. So experts expect there's still a 1 in 3 chance that we are going to get a rate hike. And even just the prospect of a rate hike really does cool the market overall. And we are seeing that in the auction results here in Sydney and in Melbourne. But of course, you know, it depends where you're buying and the demand for competition. So house prices will still grow this year, but it might be a little bit slower. And what's driving it is, those policies that have been released, the housing shortage, we still do not have enough houses and we've still got high migration. So they will grow, but probably just a little bit slower.
All right, thank you so much for that, Betsy.